Here to talk about one of Hillary Clinton's greatest foreign policy challenges is Melanie Kirkpatrick, Deputy Editor of the editorial page. Melanie, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So Hillary Clinton, in her recent remarks, suggested that negotiation with North Korea is the way to go, and you found that this negotiation hasn't yielded a lot of great results so far.
Now, the Bush administration spent the past 2 years negotiating with North Korea and with no success whatsoever to show. And we could even say that our relations have backtracked over the past couple of years.
It's also harmed our relations with Japan. As you wrote in the Wall Street Journal, the Japanese were outraged over our decision to engage with North Korea in this way.
They were particularly outraged at our decision to take North Korea off the list of terror-sponsoring nations. And the reason for that is that North Korea refuses to account for the Japanese citizens that it abducted 20 years ago and impressed into service in North Korea, training their spies. Japan has gotten 5 of them back, and the rest, their whereabouts are unknown. And along the way, North Korea has deceived and lied about what happened to them.
And further complicating Hillary Clinton's mission here is that just recently there were reports that North Korean leader Kim Jong-il may have named an heir. What does this mean?
Kim Jong-il reportedly fell ill last August. Some reports say it might have been a stroke. Others say he could have just had some kind of operation. But it's a very secretive country, so nobody knows. Anyway, he disappeared for a couple of months. He's been showing up again recently, most recently over the weekend at a chewing gum factory in Pyongyang. But a South Korean news service has reported that he's named a successor. And the successor is his youngest son, who is only in his 20s. And nobody knows a whole lot about him. He was educated at a Swiss boarding school, and that's about all anybody knows.
I was going to say, sometimes in a regime like this, when you contemplate who might come next, there might be some you'd see as hardliners versus others looking to open up more. But it's so secretive. Is there any way to guess who we would want to follow Kim if possible?
No, there really isn't. The country is run by a handful of people. Maybe 100 people who pull the strings. A separate part of this report about Kim naming a successor says that his brother-in-law who is an older person in his 60s, I believe, would be a kind of regent for the young man. Now, Koreans have a great respect for seniority, and having a 25-year-old, we don't even know how old he is, but he's around 25, a year-old man become their new leader would be hard to swallow for a lot of people.
I see. Thanks, Melanie.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for OpinionJournal.com. I'm James Freeman.